One industry you'll never hear about stagnating is military technology. You're about to see for yourself because I've put together a collection of the most fascinating military inventions just for you. So let's get to it. Modern audiences might call the Hawk air defense system a real boomer. It was first developed in the late 1950s to hunt aircraft. After multiple upgrades, though, it's still going strong, intercepting cruise missiles and aircraft at distances of up to 40 kilometers and altitudes of 18 kilometers. It uses long-range MIM-23B missiles with radar homing guidance, each weighing 74 kilograms. Imagine someone throwing a refrigerator at you at supersonic speed. A Hawk battery is practically a small town on wheels, a command post, high and low altitude radar units, illumination radar, and 6 launchers. Some veterans just refuse to retire. With the Woolly Remote Weapon Station, you'll be able to spot the enemy from 1,000 meters, and the enemy won't see you at all, because you'll be sitting comfortably in cover, controlling everything from a tablet. No need to worry about aiming either. The AI-assisted system handles that for you. Kinda terrifying. The module is available in both 7.62mm and 12.7mm versions. A kamikaze drone made of foam and plywood? It sounds like a questionable school project. But underestimate this guy, nicknamed Darts, and he'll deliver 5 kilograms of explosives deep into enemy territory at 160 kilometers an hour. The record range is over 100 kilometers. Thanks to AI, it can guide itself to the target even under electronic warfare and complete signal loss. All it requires for launch is a catapult, a Starlink connection, and 15 minutes to deploy. Pretty cool, right? Now, let's talk about the Tempest. No, not that one. Not that either. Oh, mobile air defense mounted on a buggy. This thing tears through rough terrain to take up the most discreet position possible. The roof is outfitted with a radar that detects targets even in fog. A single push of a button and 2 AGM-114L longbow missiles are on their way. Trying to maneuver out of the way is futile because the radar-guided seeker will finish the job. It's the perfect solution against low-flying UAVs and helicopters. Shooting down drones with missiles is like putting out a candle with a fire extinguisher. It's effective, but expensive. So Ukrainian engineers built a budget-friendly alternative. A 6-barrel setup made from AK-47 rifles mounted on an anti-aircraft stand. It disrupts not only drones, but also the enemy's logic. Just look at it. Is that air defense or something straight out of Frankenstein's workshop? Judging by its futuristic appearance, the 3-meter Omen UAV looks like it teleported here from some dystopian future. It features modular architecture and can transport cargo, conduct military reconnaissance, or serve as a flying mobile communications tower. Multiple drones of this type can link up to exchange data or gossip about the latest Super Bowl. And most importantly, it launches vertically from almost anywhere. Except for your one bald friend's head, it's too slippery. Among drones, the name Skynex is spoken with the same fear that wizards reserve for Voldemort, and for good reason. This system fires AHEAD rounds that explode milliseconds before impact, showering the target with a cloud of tungsten pellets. When paired with the 35mm Mark III cannon, it basically looks like a government-sanctioned Avada Kedavra. All the components can easily be mounted on trucks, making it as mobile as a magic wand. Except this one comes with an XTAR-3D radar command unit that can spot a Shahed drone from up to 50 kilometers away. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. The NAM VP-21, the NAM D-Miner, and the SLM-NDR, Salamander. See where I'm going with this? It's a legendary trio of land robots that seriously makes life easier for soldiers. The NAM VP-21 is pure firepower. 2 RPG-7 launchers plus a 7.62mm Kalashnikov machine gun. Its official range is 350 meters, but the real numbers may surprise the enemy. Mine-laying duties fall to the NAM D-Miner. It can deploy up to 8 TM-62 anti-tank mines in one run at a distance of 200 meters from the operator. And yes, it can also clear mines. So can the wheeled Salamander platform, which can transform into a mine-clearing vehicle. Versatility is its middle name. The Falcatus is an armored express for those who value both speed and survivability. Its unconventional body shape deflects bullets better than a politician dodges tough questions and provides solid protection in the event of a mine blast. Despite weighing 15 tons, this machine can reach speeds of 200 kilometers an hour thanks to its 730 horsepower engine. Inside, there's room for 10 soldiers. They get a full 360-degree field of view from the troop compartment and can fire without ever stepping outside. If you're heading straight into trouble, this is how you'd want to arrive. The Raven 145 loitering drone will show up when you least expect it. It's equipped with a 15-kilogram warhead with thermal imaging homing and can penetrate up to 1,000 millimeters of armored steel. Reaching the target area at a speed of 160 kilometers an hour, it begins to circle in the air, causing quite a panic down below, but will only attack on command from the operator. The Raven 145 is carried by a truck with a multi-barrel launcher that can hold 18 containers. Opening all the windows of this explosive advent calendar takes 5 minutes, but replacing a destroyed vehicle requires months of waiting. Oof. If you aim the Quartus AD-G6 cannon at any UAV within a radius of 1,200 meters, it puts it to sleep. That's because this thing can jam control channels and GPS navigation, as well as interrupt video transmission between enemy drones and their operators. It also weighs as much as a medium-sized cat, just 6.2 kilograms, and quickly unfolds. What more could you ask for? The unmanned Proteus helicopter turns the search for enemy submarines into high-tech fishing. It drops sonar buoys into the water like breadcrumbs, creating a network of ears that can hear movement beneath the surface. Built-in AI helps distinguish the sound of a whale from that of a submarine before the operator even looks at the screen. In addition to hunting submarines, Proteus can transport up to 1,000 kilograms of cargo over distances of 250 kilometers. It can also serve as a communications relay for naval forces. In short, whatever the mission requires. The Soviet S-125 decided retirement was boring and signed up for a cyber upgrade. Meet the Pechora 2D. Its new radar can detect aerial targets at distances of up to 100 kilometers and couldn't care less about enemy jamming attempts. The modernized 5V-27D M1 missiles, equipped with new propellant charges and radio fuses, can now reach targets 40 kilometers away and 21 kilometers in the air. So the system doesn't just see better, it also hits farther. Controlling the unit has taken a step into the future as well. Instead of a panel packed with switches, operators now use modern digital consoles and LCD monitors. The operator isn't really an operator anymore, more like a gamer with cheat codes. If you ever spot a flying cross in the sky, don't panic. It might just be the VBAT reconnaissance UAV. With vertical takeoff and landing capability, it's perfectly suited for carrier operations. With a payload capacity of up to 11 kilograms, VBAT carries high-sensitivity thermal cameras and maritime tracking systems. Even a small boat would have a hard time hiding. Electronic warfare doesn't bother it much. It treats jamming attempts like spam calls and ignores them. And at an altitude of 6 kilometers, it stays out of reach of most manpads. Meanwhile, it can remain airborne for up to 10 hours without refueling. The Panzer air defense system used to take pride in its 30mm automatic cannons, but low effectiveness against drones and budget realities led to a shift. Expensive shells were replaced with compact TKB-1055 mini missiles. These smaller interceptors confidently take down quadcopters and other mechanical flies within a radius of 7 kilometers, and they do it at a fraction of the cost. Meanwhile, the phased array radar detects targets at distances of up to 45 kilometers. Now, that's what you call efficiency. You might think this machine is covered in chains because it's trying to look intimidating. In reality, those chains dig 30 centimeters into the ground, and the hammer-like ends detonate anti-tank mines and other hidden explosives. Weighing 17 tons, it can clear an area the size of 3 football fields in just 8 hours. Not bad cardio for a machine. The only real issue is the name. For now, it's stuck with the rather dull designation MR5100. I'm sure you can come up with something better in the comments. If you live within 5,500 kilometers of North Korea, it might be time to Google bunkers near me. Kim Jong-un proudly calls this one a destroyer of air defenses. The Hwasong 16B features a hypersonic glide vehicle that skims through the atmosphere and changes trajectory mid-flight. As if that weren't enough, it runs on solid fuel, meaning it launches almost instantly once it leaves the hangar. Now, imagine all that at 18,000 kilometers an hour. Actually, maybe don't if you'd like to sleep tonight. This is the kind of tank the dwarves could have used during the March on Erebor. It stands just 1.25 meters tall, so compact that the pilots' heads had to be protected with armored caps because they simply wouldn't fit inside the hull. Although I called it a tank, the French originally designed it in the 1930s as a tracked transport vehicle for cargo and infantry. In a way, you could call it the great-grandfather of today's ground robotics systems. This watchtower is so intelligent it could probably enroll in university. It independently scans the surrounding area and can easily distinguish between a civilian, or a cat, and an actual threat. It relies on a combination of radar, thermal imaging, and high-resolution cameras to do the job. That said, the final decision still belongs to human operators. 2 of them fit inside the 5-meter tower, and they live there surprisingly comfortably. Armored walls for protection, 14 firing ports for security, plus a kitchen, refrigerator, and even a bathroom. Standing watch here almost feels like a resort stay. Combat positions are rarely located next to smooth highways with painted lines. That's why removable track systems were developed for Jeeps. With this kind of footwear, a vehicle can move through snow up to 1 meter deep while towing a loaded trailer. It can also navigate mountain terrain without risking a rollover on steep slopes. The best part is that the tracks attach using the same bolts as the wheels. In about 30 minutes, you can turn your SUV into something much more capable and then switch it back again. When excavating the wounded, there isn't even half an hour to spare. Fortunately, the Dracarys buggy moves through swamps and mountains at the speed of an influencer who just spotted an aesthetic coffee shop. With 55 centimeters of ground clearance, it practically ignores off-road conditions. The rear platform unfolds to 1.8 meters, fitting 2 people lying down or 4 seated. The roof can carry additional cargo, the hood can also be used for storage, and there's an extra compartment as well. maximum transport in minimum time. That's Dracarys. If your nose can bend like this, you're either an autonomous U-Hawk or you should probably see a doctor. Those unusual helicopter-style doors and the absence of a traditional cockpit make loading much easier. Military vehicles weighing up to 4.5 tons can drive straight inside, almost like entering a garage, except this garage can carry them 3,000 kilometers through the air. The side passage of the U-Hawk can also be fitted with a kind of beehive, not of bees, but of drones. Apparently, their explosive honey is especially effective against enemy warehouses. Control is handled by a smart matrix system and a tablet with just 2 buttons, on and off. If you can operate a coffee machine, you're already overqualified. The autonomous Hunter Wolf vehicle is as versatile as that 10-in-1 men's shampoo. First of all, it's a 6x6 hybrid-powered robotic truck that quietly transports up to 1 ton over rough terrain. Install a remotely operated 30mm weapon system and it becomes a combat platform capable of engaging both small and large targets. Need mine clearing? It can be configured for that. Need a drone launch platform? 5 seconds and it's ready. It can operate for up to 72 hours without refueling and has a range of 100 kilometers. But what do the Earth and the USS Zumwalt destroyer have in common? Well, the number 7.5 billion. Yeah, you'd see the connection. I mean, what else would you expect from a 190-meter warship that can host helicopters on its deck and still show up on radar like a small fishing boat? That stealth comes from its inward-sloping hull, which bends radar reflections in clever ways. This shape allows it to approach hostile shores more discreetly and, if the mood is right, send up to 12 hypersonic missiles toward targets 500 to 1,000 kilometers away. And yes, for now, it's the only ship in the world configured for that role. Not every military vehicle needs heavy firepower to be useful. Take the MCC-1, for example, an armored super router on wheels. In seconds, it raises a mast and creates a secure digital network complete with shared mapping capabilities. It brings communication to places where none existed before. Need to transport equipment weighing up to 70 tons? Well, that's where the Oshkosh M1070 tractor and its 40-wheel semi-trailer come in. Even fully loaded, this pair keeps moving at speeds of up to 81 kilometers an hour without getting bogged down. Logistics may not look flashy, but they do win wars. Drone docking stations deserve an Olympic gold medal for usefulness, both in civilian life and on the battlefield. They allow for round-the-clock remote control of positions, ammunition depots, and strategic sites without risking personnel. In critical moments, the system can operate as an aerial courier, delivering water or medical supplies to locations that ground vehicles can't reach quickly. During rescue operations, it helps organize searches for the wounded or missing without pulling additional resources. In essence, it's an autonomous assistant that never gets tired and is always ready for takeoff. When engineers covered an old Kamaz truck with armor plates and reinforcement bars, they probably didn't expect it to survive more than a year under fire. But the Iron Cloak turned out to be surprisingly durable and handled 7.62mm rounds without issue. 2 removable armored shields with viewing slits were installed on the windshield. A heavy steel wedge was welded to the front to push obstacles off the road. The wheels were protected with metal discs, and the cherry on top, a large caliber machine gun on the roof. This is DIY done right. Simply put, the KGK-84 is a set of wings and brains that attaches to a standard 900-kilogram aerial bomb and turns it into a precision-guided weapon. Its foldable wings allow the launch aircraft, for example an F-16, to release the bomb from up to 100 kilometers away, staying well outside of enemy air defense range. From there, it glides to its target independently. Thanks to its infrared seeker, the deviation does not exceed 10 meters, even under electronic warfare conditions. That's quite an upgrade. I want one too.
No.
In Norse legends, Loki wins with wit. In real life, Loki by Valhalla turrets wins with engineering. This lightweight remote weapon station fits light tactical and logistics vehicles and supports calibers from 5.56mm to 12.7mm, including a 500-round HK-121. With advanced optics and a modular setup, it can accurately engage targets at distances of up to 1,000 meters. Operated remotely from inside the vehicle, it keeps the crew protected. And with built-in counter-UAS capability, it can turn hostile drones into short-lived myths. There's a strong feeling that the small Tele loitering drone may bring big problems to ports in the future. Its ground effect design allows it to skim just 30 centimeters above the water, making it extremely difficult for radar and surveillance systems to detect. Now, imagine several of these sea ghosts, each carrying a 30-kilogram warhead and moving at speeds of up to 200 kilometers an hour. Even a large ship might start to feel uneasy. Tatra Force T815-7 is the kind of truck that looks at rough terrain and says, "Seriously? That's it?" Instead of a traditional frame, it uses a central backbone tube that houses all the essential mechanical components. You can practically drag it over rocks and it wouldn't complain. Its suspension is a story of its own. Each wheel moves independently, so when one drops into a hole or climbs over a boulder, the others don't panic. They keep steady contact with the ground. Oh, and by the way, Tatra is one of the few manufacturers that builds engines that don't require water or antifreeze. In a desert environment, there's a good chance you'll overheat, but this truck won't. Even if it were standing next to Smurfs, the Fast Mini thermal sight would look tiny. It weighs just 113 grams and mounts on rifles or pistols without turning them into gym equipment. It can detect a human heat signature at distances of up to 680 meters and confidently identify it at 100 meters. It's one of the first sights that allows you to switch color palettes and reticles with simple swipes, like scrolling through stories, but far more serious. Battery life lasts up to 5 hours of continuous use. If you subscribe to this channel, you might get a giant scoop of ice cream like this in the summer. And while you're thinking about that, here's an American system that can detect the launch of an enemy missile anywhere on the planet within seconds. Under this dome sits an 18-meter satellite antenna. Through orbital sensors, it tracks infrared radiation and transmits the data to a command center. From there, computers determine whether it's just your quick 5-minute dinner burning or the launch of an intercontinental missile. If the trajectory is heading upward, it might be time to head for the basement. Now, you understand why so many countries want to stay on good terms with the US. Finally, a robot that can dance techno, or regulate traffic if that makes you feel more comfortable. While human officers chase down criminals, this one monitors motorcyclists without helmets, pedestrians crossing in the wrong place, and other rule breakers at intersections. It can also give directions to anyone who asks. Artificial intelligence, after all. It works a standard 8-hour shift because even robots shouldn't be overworked. Well, that's it for today. Let us know in the comments which piece of military technology you think is the most underrated in history. I'm gonna go with bullets. They've done a lot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.